Heidi Evans is a flight attendant for JetBlue, a discount airline. What made you want to be a flight attendant?
I actually saw a movie about a flight attendant, and it looked like something I could do. It looked very exciting, traveling around the world, meeting new people, going to different destinations.
What kind of training did you have?
We had an extensive training, 4 weeks, down in Orlando. We did a lot of work on the cabin simulators. We did a lot of emergency situations, a lot of safety drills to make sure we were prepared if something ever would occur that we would need to use our emergency situation skills for. We learned how to deal with many different situations, safety related. We learned CPR, we learned how to use the defibrillator. We learned how to deal with situations where people are afraid to fly, where people don't want to be on the airplane anymore, or they are sick.
What kind of person do you think the airlines are looking for?
Someone who is happy, energetic, loves to fly, loves to be at their job. They don't really want to hire somebody that's going to be cranky and doesn't want to be there. They're looking for someone with good customer service skills. They're looking for someone who's patient, someone who's willing to go the extra mile, someone's willing to work with other people.
What are the good sides of being a flight attendant?
There are a lot of good perks to being a flight attendant. You get to travel for free. You can go visit the country, which I take advantage of many times. There's no office. There is an office, it's the plane, but it changes every day. My destinations change, the people on the plane change, which is exciting because I get to meet a whole slew of people that are new, it's different, and it's great. That's a great perk for me.
And what are the bad sides?
There aren't that many bad sides. The few you could think of probably would be the delays, the sitting, waiting. But that doesn't happen as much as people think. There's also red-eye flights, which is flying throughout the night, through the whole night, and you're up all night, and you have to get in, and you get very exhausted. It takes a toll on your body, so you pretty much sleep the rest of the day when you get home.
What tips do you have for someone going on a long flight?
Before you go on a long-haul red-eye flight through the night, I suggest you sleep in the morning before. Make sure you get plenty of rest, drink lots of water. Always a good thing to do is exercise before, and actually while you're on the flight, take walks through the aisles, stretch your legs, stretch your calves, drink plenty of water.
You must come into contact with a lot of passengers who are afraid of flying. How do you deal with this?
Usually we just ask, are you okay? Do you have a question? Do you need something? And usually it's, what's that noise? What's that bump? What's going on? And calm them down, talk to them. They usually, once they get their questions answered, they're usually pretty good.
How can you tell if someone's scared?
You can see it in their face. You can see them clenching their fists on the armrests. Their eyes are shut tightly. They're making a scared face.
Have you ever been in a dangerous situation?
Yes, I have. We were taking off out of New York, and as we were taking off, we started to smell smoke. We looked around, and you could actually see little bits of smoke coming through the cabin. And that moment, we called the captain, and we told him we smell smoke. There's smoke in the cabin. And at that point, he got on the phone with the ground people to make an emergency landing. The flight attendants got up. We walked through the cabin. We looked, calmed the people down. We told them everything was going to be fine. We got back in our seats. We landed the plane, got the people off the plane safely. Everyone worked together. Nobody got hurt, thankfully. And that was that. We ended up getting another plane, taking off, and landing at our destination just fine. We learned how to deal with many different situations. Someone's willing to work with other people. You get to travel for free. So it takes a toll on your body, so you pretty much sleep the rest of the day when you get home. And at that point, he got on the phone with the ground people to make an emergency landing. Everyone worked together. Nobody got hurt, thankfully. And that was that.
How do you feel when you fly?
I feel pretty good once I'm in the air. Taking off and landing is sometimes a little nerve-wracking, but otherwise fine.
What do you least like about flying?
Probably my least favorite part about flying is waiting in long lines, whether it's for the bathroom or check-in or for luggage.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
Yes, certainly. I mean, I think we all have. There's a time in Chicago when I had to wait on the runway for about 4 hours, and they kept telling us that we'd be taking off any moment, and that never happened, and finally we got sent to a hotel and didn't get out till the next day.
How do you feel when you fly?
When I fly, I love to fly. I think it's so exciting.
What do you least like about flying?
I get bored after, like in the third hour, towards the end, start getting bored.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
Oh geez. Off the top of my head, that's pretty hard. I don't know.
How do you feel when you fly?
I'm not the easiest flyer. I feel a little bit nervous, especially about takeoff and landing.
What do you least like about flying?
Landing. I tend to feel a little bit sick when I land, so, nausea and kind of being uncomfortable and wanting to get off the plane right away.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
Flying? I can't think of anything offhand, but there have been times before where we've been stuck waiting to get off the plane for over an hour and a half without being able to get up. So that was pretty frustrating, but aside from that, no.
How do you feel when you fly?
I get kind of nervous when I'm flying on planes. It's just one of my fears.
What do you least like about flying?
Flying, the turbulence, it's one of the scariest things. And just the stuff you see on the news, planes crashing, it's not something you want to do.
Have you ever had a frustrating experience when you were flying?
I had one bad experience when I was flying. We were going to Puerto Rico. I was about 12 years old. The weather was terrible. The turbulence was awful. The plane dropped about 60 feet, and I just started bawling my eyes out. I had my younger brother right next to me, about 4 years old, and telling me it's going to be all right. And here I am, the big guy, the oldest of the family, crying my eyes out.
Taking off and landing is sometimes a little nerve-wracking, but otherwise fine.
Off the top of my head, that's pretty hard. I don't know.
I can't think of anything offhand.
And here I am, the big guy, the oldest of the family, crying my eyes out.